Hey, it's Alex or Malin, and I'm here with a new overclock for the 7950, which I've been running for about 6 months now, and it's been working great. You're going to download the 3 links in the description of this video, which is a tech-powered GPU Z, Furmark, and I'm going to link MSI Afterburner because that's the card that is branded that I own from. It's from MSI. If you have like a Sapphire or a different brand, 7950, you can just Google your brand. So let's say I have a Sapphire Overclock. You can just do that, and it'll probably just do overclocking utility. This one's called Tricks. Just download it. It's pretty much all the same program, just differently skinned. So once you get all those 3 downloaded, you're going to open up your overclocking software. For me, it's MSI Afterburner. These are my default settings. The first thing you want to do is figure out how you can unlock your core voltage if it's not already unlocked. For me, it's pretty simple. I just go here, unlock core control, and I have a standard MSI. I'm just going to leave it at that, and monitoring. So I'm going to click OK. I don't need to restart since it's the same settings. The first thing you want to do is go up here and change that to 1200. Basically, that's just going to up the voltage a little bit to a perfectly safe amount, but it just gives us a little more headroom for a good overclock. Here, the power limit, what this is doing, and it's basically telling your power supply that if it's within this 1200 millivolt limit, which is 1.2 volts, it can use up to 20% more power than it's standardly told. So let's say your 7950 on the box has a TDP of 135 watts. What this basically is doing is saying, okay, you're under the voltage limit, you can go up to 20% more as long as it's staying under 1.2 volts. So that just gives us more headroom for the overclock. You can do this as long as your power supply is like over 500 watts and you're not running dual GPUs, you'll be perfectly fine. Then you're going to change your core clock, you're going to change that to 1100. That bumps it up a nice bit, but it's also super stable. It works all the time and it stays nice and cool. It gives you a good amount of frames, 5 to 10 more frames. And then the next thing you want to do is go over to your memory clock and put that to 1400. I found that these two are the most stable for me. If I up this one a little bit, even just a little bit, it starts to get a couple artifacts and then occasionally it'll crash. This, I haven't upped it that much more, but for some reason I just don't want to go up anymore. I've read that if you go over 1500 or 1600, it can start to damage the PCB, so I just don't do that. This works perfectly fine. It's a great overclock. This is a personal opinion, but I really like to turn the fan speed to a set 47. That's just personal. My computer's down here, so I can't hear it that much, and it's not that loud anyways, and it just keeps it nice and cool. So after that, you can save it to whatever profile you'd like and hit accept or apply, whatever it says there. Then you're good on the overclock. Make sure your overclocking is applied at system startup. And then also make sure you're started with Windows and start minimized. That means your computer will turn on, the whole program will load, and apply the overclock at the beginning of every startup without you having to do anything. Next thing you want to do is open up Furmark. Furmark. And this is a benchmark GPU stress test program that's really nice. Make sure your GPU is at a safe overclock and it's not going to just crash in the middle of a gaming session and make you lose a round. What you want to do is click this button, which basically does the highest setting burn-in benchmark for 15 minutes, and just let that run. If everything goes well, your computer shouldn't crash, shouldn't artifact, shouldn't do anything weird. That's how you'll know your GPU is good overclocking. You're not going to be crashing your game. I'm not going to do it right now. You can do that on your own. While you're doing this, this is just my own recommendation. You can open up the program that I recommended. It's called Tech Power GPU Z. You could probably get the same information from your overclocking software, but I just like the layout of this a little more. It tells you all your information about your graphics card. For me, I have a 7900 series. You can tell it has PCI X16, and it has 3 gigs of memory. These are the standard, the defaults, and these are what it's at right now. So you can see that. And then what you want to do is click Sensors, and that will let you look at right now what all of it is. You can change it around, current reading, lowest, highest, average. And also do a nice little mini graph. You can log to files, so you can go and look back at your the different settings that are being logged as you go along with the benchmark. Your core clock should stay around 500 megahertz until you start actually like gaming or you're doing something videoly intensive. That'll bump it up to the overclock of 1100. Your temperature, make sure it stays under 80 degrees or even 70 degrees. 70 degrees is getting pretty high. I'd make sure it stays under 70. 80 would get a little too high. If it's getting over like 60, even over 60, you should still maybe take a peek. If it goes over 70, I'll do some changes. If it goes over 80, stop and change your overclock because it's going to hurt the card. You can turn up your fan settings, turn on the overclock. pretty much anything like that. Just make sure it doesn't go over 75, I would say would be the max you want to do. You can look at the load of the GPU, see how much it's working, and then also see how much memory is being used to see if you need to turn on your settings or something like that. So you can click log file and then start your firmmark benchmark. That's about it for this video. Please leave your comments and see if this overclock works well for you or not. It works really well for me. As I said, I've been running it for about 6 months now, and it's been working just great. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Good luck with your overclocks.